Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. It's right. It's Friday. It is. It's Friday. You would think Friday would be a happy day. Not for some. Not even some cruise lines. There's always something happening. Drama, drama, drama. Let's get to the drama. Okay, guys. I had to re-familiar myself with the story from the trip from Baltimore to the Bermuda Islands. It's like 7-day cruise. Remember, we were talking about horror stories on cruise ships? People complaining about things. Okay? I said, I have a story from you. I know from experience. This was my husband's and mine experience. And he goes, you want to go on a cruise next month? Sure, why not? Okay. And everyone goes, you can do that. Yeah, I can do that. He says, not a problem. So he books it. First time he books anything. Okay, because it's me. And then we go to Baltimore. We get on the grandeur of the seas. And we ended up with this room. The room itself was not disappointing. It was an inside room. I call it an inside. We go in, go in the side. Now, from day one, we had no hot water. The first night, we noticed a smell coming out of the bathroom. So we shut the door and put towels there. And then we noticed that the toilets didn't work that day. So we figured there's some kind of issue. Not a problem. We're going out. We're not going to be in the room. We just let the steward know there's some issues. Still, my husband was suffering from some back pain. He had surgery scheduled, but they gave him the okay to go. Taking a cold shower for somebody that has some nerve damage in your spine is not a pleasant thing. So he told him, he says, hey, they were shocked that he knew what piece needed to replace. He's an engineer. He worked for the federal government. He was in charge of chillers and things that keep the nukes cool. Okay. So they said, okay, fine, we fix. And then we went to the front desk and we said, hey, and they go, oh, we're going to let you know what room. We're going to give you another room. Then someone vetoed that. When I went back and says, are we not getting another room? Some other lady says, I don't know why they would do that. I'm like, well, because the cold showers and the smell from the toilet is killing us. Found out we weren't the only one that complained about that. Well, and then we told the steward again. We called maintenance. My husband knows the procedure. He was in the Navy for many years. And they said they replace. He talks Philippines. My husband goes, I was stationed in the Philippines for 5 years. I speak it. You don't have to pretend like you can't speak English. And English is like the Philippine language. People speak English very clearly. Yeah. So he didn't, and my husband put a mark on it. So my husband yelled at him. Now my husband's 6'7", average Philippine 5 feet, 5'3". So yelled at him, told him what he thought. And it wasn't pleasant. Next thing you know, you had everybody with every kind of gold star in that room. Said they're going to fix it. So, we had hot water one time after that. Then we went back and said, look, you said you were going to give us another room. Now, all of a sudden, you don't give us another room. Then they came in and said it was our room steward's fault. That she never said it needed to be replaced. She said, and after we caught them, because she called downstairs from our room, okay, and told them exactly, they have no hot water, you need to come and replace. She looked at my husband. He gave the name of what the item was, and they said they will be back up shortly to do just that. We knew they never came in the room, but they said that they did. All this time, my husband is taking cold showers, and he's in pain. I mean, massive pain. Because the doc says you can go on the ship as long as you take warm showers and spray your back daily. It didn't happen. So we walked around, and we, see some sides. See the last setting, it was going to get really uncomfortable to the point where he's mean when he's in pain. Most people are not the nicest. So, we're still, because you're like port there for 3 days, 4 days, right? Because it's not far from Baltimore. So he starts yelling and screaming. He took everybody's name, everybody's card. And then we got back. He goes, what should we do? He said, this was horrible. He says, this is why I do not critique the cruise line this, the cruise line. It is the cruise ship and the crew that makes it a good or bad experience. Now, since I'm not going to give them the names because this happened, a few years ago, we got a phone call from the assistant of the CEO. He's now retired. And we were like, do what? Sitting there, and he told him, he said, and then they try to blame her. They try to get her fired. He said, if she's fired, he said, I will never sail on you ever again. Understandable, not a problem. Let's, So, and that aspect of things, well, let's say this, okay? We got a letter. We got all kinds of documentation. We basically, all we had to do was pay ports fees, but we got a second cruise for free. Now, we try to keep it within the same price line, but it was a 10-day, not a 7. After his surgery, once again, it was on the grandeur of the seas. Best time ever. Different crew, different people, different. That's why me and my husband said we need to look at this differently. We need to look at when you're quoting, and when he goes on a cruise with me, he's part of the YouTube channel, both sharing our experience on the ship. So, how accommodating, things like that. So we were very pleased, and we've never been disappointed with Royal Caribbean. NCL, if you're going to have someone, I call them coupons, if you're going to have someone sell those things, they need to speak perfect English, okay? Because he didn't understand us, and we didn't understand him, and we just kept saying we just want to put $1,000 on this cruise, and he misunderstood exactly what we said. But beside the point, we have now canceled the NCL on the gym. We're still looking at it. We had to cancel because we had taken a few other trips and may coincide with each other. Plus the fact that the hurricane, this is going to take weeks and weeks and weeks to clean up. And there's more procedures with that I have to do. So, yeah, no fun here, guys. No fun at all. So why am I back in here? Why did I stop making a studio in the small barn? Well, my husband says life should be easier, not harder. So I kind of like this space. I do. So we're going to make this all nice and pretty. We're going to bring out, I love taking photos. I have so many photos from our last 5 cruises because they're all through the house. Okay. And I'm going to rearrange where this is going to look really nice. And you'll be able to see it. Just like that. Just like that. It's nice to have it in the background. Yeah, the clock is there representing ships because ships got those kind of clocks. I barely ever look at it. So yeah, he gives me the time in here and the respect to do a video. Now you might hear a sound or two from my dogs or my son, but that's okay too. I'm professional. I always have been in everything I do, but I also believe in things happen. And why should you delete them? Because that's what makes the video real. So, happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Happy cruising. And I'll see you at the next video.